Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I want to make this video because I've been thinking about this topic for a while. Um, well, it's less of the fact that I've been thinking about it and more of the fact that I think it's just a useful like mindset or a useful view of life to have. So this video is for people who have ambition, and who want to achieve greatness. So it means that they have some kind of hidden drive or some kind of hidden fire to do something great in their life, but they don't really know what to do or to where to use the energy or like how to make any of that happen. And so I think in today's world, we're very easily distracted by scrolling on Instagram, watching shows on Netflix, etc. Very easy to numb yourself to the questions of real life by just consuming content so you don't have to think about any of it. But I think on some level, if you have some amount of ambition within you, you might be you might be curious, like you might wonder as to what you can do to live a good life, achieve success, right, whatever that means for you. And you might be thinking about how to do any of it, but unfortunately I think there's not a lot of doing. um, I mean, it's a lot easier to sit and passively consume content rather than actually do something and try and fix whatever the next challenge is or the next hurdle is for you. So I'm gonna kind of reiterate or just walk you through a post that I found on Reddit over a year ago. So the content is not original, by the way. I'm going to just say that. Um, this is from the Reddit r slash get disciplined. It's by a user called Blue Man Rocks. I'll try and leave the original post in the description. So I'm basically just reiterating his post because I think it's really good. And if anyone sees this and it helps anybody, that's great. But yeah, I don't take credit for any of these ideas. I'm just literally copying what he said. But I think that there's like a lot of value here, right? So, how do you achieve greatness if you have ambition within your heart and you want to make something of yourself in your life, right? So, if you've come to the point where you have the idea that, hey, I actually want to do something for myself and like I want to like make things happen, cool things happen, great things happen, right? Then there are a couple of things that you need to do that are like the baseline of the life that you're going to lead, right? One of them is that you need to exercise comprehensively, right? You need to be exercising on a daily basis or a weekly basis. You get what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that you need to lift weights, but you need to be working out in some form or another. Um, you need to be sleeping well. You need to be eating well, right? Meaning that you need to be eating clean, healthy food, not a lot of processed food, whole foods, stuff like that. You need to be eating nutritious food, right? You need to cut out junky substances, right? Um, Now, when I'll elaborate on uh, what the post says. So, when I say cut out on junky substances, um, it doesn't just mean junk food, but it means you have to cut down on junky food, media, people, mentalities, and habits, right? So it says that this is basically the delayed gratification and instant gratification thing. So you want to slowly cut things out of your life that give you instant rewards for doing nothing, like instant gratification activities. Well, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with using Instagram or eating ice cream, but eating ice cream first thing in the morning is like rewarding yourself for doing absolutely nothing. Scrolling on Instagram for hours and hours is the same as you're getting small micro rewards, micro hits for every reel you consume. So not not that there's anything wrong with looking at reels, but it's just that they can be addicting, which is why you want to limit your consumption of them, or like consume them only when it's a conscious choice and you know what you want to consume instead of just wanting something, right? So um, the same can be said for habits, etc. You want to cut down the instant gratification stuff and you want to keep the delayed gratification stuff, right? Um, so the next it says you should stop making excuses forever, right? Nobody cares about your excuses. Nobody cares why you failed. This is a very harsh statement, but I think people just remember the results. The world is kind of a harsh place. I could be wrong, but I don't really think a lot of people care about circumstance and why something happened. I think maybe people just remember what happened. And it can be sort of a dark thing to wrap your head around, but I think there's some element of truth to it, right? I think when you're out in real life trying to prove yourself to the world, um, results matter more than why you succeeded or why you failed. Um, I don't think people have enough time to listen to all those stories. So it's just, um, some degree of results that matter, right? This will be a long journey as we all do it. So it's something to continuously work on. Um, some unanticipated excuse keywords to look out for are I don't know how to or why, I can't, blaming your environment, blaming other people. Um, the path to achieve greatness or to make something of yourself or to realize your potential, um, uh, it is radical responsibility crossed with a growth mindset and a willingness to be honest with yourself, right? It says that if you don't know something, I know this can sound a bit cheesy the way I'm saying it, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Um, it says that if you don't know something, don't know how to do something, look it up on the internet. There's literally next to nothing. You can learn everything on the internet, specifically YouTube. You can learn everything you need to be a successful businessman, entrepreneur, software engineer, student, whatever, on YouTube for free, right? That should tell you something, right? Um, it says that you should work on, then it kind of diverges. It says that you should work on your weaknesses. You have weaknesses, and they are holding you back. So most people tend to operate from their strengths. Um, be hungry for your own weaknesses and attack them immediately, specifically, continuously. More will crop up, attack those, right? I love the language over here. Um, it says, never give up, never be disappointed. Sorry, it says, never give up, Be disappointed, but never discouraged. You will feel great and terrible things in your life, but those are never an excuse to give up. You must persevere, celebrate success, and mourn failure, but do not rest on your laurels or become paralyzed and self-pitying. What that means is you're gonna have ups and downs, but just because you succeed, don't become complacent that you've succeeded. Don't become soft that you've won the current challenge. Keep looking for more. And it means that if you fail, don't lose hope and give up that you failed and think that you can't do it. Keep trying, keep doing it, and you're just gonna like you're gonna make it, right? Um, don't prioritize consuming, create. Writing books is better than reading books. Living the movie is better than watching the movie. What you consume should feed what you create, with exceptions coming from rarely in relief as your cheat meal of unproductive entertainment, right? I'll add a line here saying, living the video game is better than playing the video game. For all of if anyone's watching this, all those people, all of my friends who are, if anyone's out there watching this who's addicted to playing RPGs that are super realistic, you might want to make your life more fun instead of just spending your all day behind a computer screen, right? So like, knock knock, the pandemic's over. You can step out of your house now. Might as well do something with it, right? Um, then it kind of diverges again. It says that the feedback you receive from others is honest. Say you do go and write books. Um, if you ignore criticism, you will likely suck. Uh, think so. This is talking about the feedback you receive from other people with regards to your own work. It says that think how your criticisms of others are likely correct. Theirs of you is also the same. Kill defensiveness. Do not be defensive. It's very ugly when people challenge your way of thought. It's never useful. It doesn't mean that everyone's opinion or everyone's criticism is correct. It just means that it means exactly what you think it does. They're giving it for a reason. Whether to take or not to take their advice is your call, right? Use your brain. Um, and the next segment is something that I think really hits, to be honest, because I'll read it out, and I hope this resonates with some people. Um, it says, "Listen to your shallow feelings." Right. This goes to a different point. It says, "Listen to your shallow feelings." That doesn't mean do what they say, but react to them because you can't cut them out. We are not deep people by nature. This post is a good example of working with a shallow feeling. The thing that just hits you, not not a um, not a realization or an explanation, but just that simple feeling, right? If you think deep enough, you might realize that they like it's hard to explain, but you don't really need to make a lot of money. You don't need to go to the gym and get a six pack. You don't need to do all these like crazy and great things, but you kind of want to do them anyway, right? So that feeling that you have of wanting to chase behind something or to achieve something, that's kind of a shallow feeling because you can logically justify that you don't need to be doing that thing, right? As long as you have enough, you should be happy, but you're not, right? That's kind of where ambition stems from. So ambition stems from dissatisfaction. It stems from being dissatisfied with where you are. And the delta of how dissatisfied with where you are in your life currently determines how hard you're willing to work to change that part of your life. If you're very satisfied, you're just not going to put in the work because you don't have any reason to, right? So it says that since you have those feelings inside of you and you can't really cut them out, like that side of you, right? Like the not so sophisticated, the not so, intellectual side. Since you have that side within you, you might as well work with it, right? Now, as it says, you don't have to do everything that it says because that's a bad idea. But it's like understand that those feelings will stay and you can't really cut them out. So you kind of have to work with them. So uh, I don't know. I think it's an interesting point. I like that he wrote this here. Um, then he goes on in the next paragraph to say that internalize the idea that in a lifetime you are your own master. Whether you are successful or not in the long run depends primarily on your willingness not to be lazy, right? Laziness doesn't mean what you think it does. It means being lazy of the heart. If you really want the life you say you do, go sprinting after it. Sprint methodically, master each and every step, meticulously, and never stop, with all your heart. If you're not doing that, there are reasons. You can work out and transition your response to the said reasons. It takes your whole effort. Most people don't do this. It may take a year or two or 10 or 30. The speed mostly depends on the degree of your ambition and your work ethic. People who tell you otherwise are protecting themselves from seeing from seeing the world in that way or from seeing things in that way, because by blaming other things or other people, they can they can feel better about themselves, where the real thing that's or because maybe the reason they're not working as hard is they're lazy. This part is a bit offensive, forgive me. um, it says that yeah, the speed mostly depends on your degree of your ambition and ethic. People who tell you otherwise are protecting themselves from seeing things that way, because by blaming things other than laziness, they can feel better about their own situation. At the same time, they may not be lying. They may enjoy their lifestyle. Actions speak louder than words. Watch their face, their soul. People lie. Don't be one of them, except when you need to be, right? So this part is borderline offensive, a bit offensive, I think. But I think it hits deep. It says that you have to take responsibility for your actions and you have to work. And it says that if other people aren't working as hard, it could be for a variety of reasons, and that you shouldn't really judge them, right? So they could be lying to themselves, or they could not be. They could just have different priorities, right? So you like the success you want to achieve in life is largely in your own control. So you have to make a plan and work for it, and that's what matters, right? So it says, look at successful people, right? Look at how they talk about themselves, their lives, their mentality, right? If they're happy, demonstrate a conscious, if they're happy and demonstrate a conscious understanding of all of the principles I just said in this video, follow their every word, right? Literally copy them, find them in real life, and ask them if you can be their mentee. Um, find them in real life and become their tutee and develop relationships with them. If they are successful but are not happy, which is a very important thing, I want you to listen to this. If they are perceived as successful but they are not happy, or they do not demonstrate an understanding of why they are successful, right? They are gifted. They're gifted meaning they were born with exceptional talent, which is why they achieved the success that they did, but they struggle with it. They don't understand the principles of discipline and hard work, which is why they're unhappy even though they're successful, right? So you want to stay away from these people. They have an inborn quality. Maybe stay away is kind of harsh. Maybe you shouldn't do that. But it says that they have an inborn quality that allows them to be great without working, and in the long run, they will not turn out successful, even if they have money or fame or whatever. They will find unhappiness, right? That's a bit much, I think. I don't necessarily think that's true, but I think that what this paragraph is trying to say is essentially that what you're real it's basically trying to emphasize the fact that hard work and discipline is important, and that it's not all luck, right? So you should know why you're succeeding. You should know why something's working. It's not just random, right? It gives you a sense of control over your own performance or your own growth in life without having to point a finger at someone else and say that, hey, he's just a prodigy or he's just better than everyone, so I could never reach that level, and you give up and you feel good about yourself because you said that. So it takes accountability into the picture, and so kind of like forces you to think that you are the master of your own destiny or like whatever, right? You have control. um it says that finally, life is about happiness and relationships. So while all of the above will get your ambition going, know that ultimately this is all that it's for. Your desire for money will eventually transition to a desire for more life. That means, and that means happiness and relationships. You'll see, it will happen as you give up on money or when you get money. Do not cut out desire. It's there for a reason, but know this and don't ever forget it, right? And I think this part is like, I'm so happy that the author wrote this because because I feel like this is the part that like is so missed. It's just so like becoming successful and earning lots of money is not perceived widely by the world in this way, I think, or by media. The public narrative, or like in general, people think that if you're extremely rich or if you're like extremely whatever powerful, blah blah, something of that sort, right? First of all, like people think you're like evil in some way, right? Then other people, people think that you did something wrong to earn that much money, or people think that you're lonely and your life sucks because your money must cause you problems, etc., etc., right? There is a narrative like that, I think, that we grew up with, that people think about. I don't really know where it came from, but it's like the the lonely evil millionaire who lives by himself and he sacrificed his soul for money, and then he found money and realized that that wasn't even that important, right? So that's the narrative that I think widely exists. But the author kind of challenges this, and he says that, well, you want to make money, but ultimately you want to make money for a reason, which is that you want to use that money to help other people, help your tribe, help your community, right? Give more life and happiness to other people. So he says that when you get money, you realize that money itself wasn't really the point. He says that what you do with money is what matters, right? And I think that's kind of obvious, to be honest. I think that if you think about it, that makes sense, doesn't it? That it's really what you do with it. And I think for everybody, um, like more social connection, more interaction with community, helping other people, right? I think this feels good, right? I think inherently providing for people, taking care of other people, etc., etc. I think that these all feel good. I think they've always felt good. I don't think anybody feels bad for like helping someone else, right? So it's kind of what it says. It's like you're doing it for a reason, and then if you have the money, you might as well use it to do something that helps somebody else, because you feel good, right? From that, because that's really what you're after, right? It's what it says. I think it's a very interesting point here, because I think this is probably the only place that I've actually found this sort of topic, this view on making money, not anywhere else. So most of it is just like, yeah, yeah, just get rich, right? So I think this is very nice, because I think there's like a deep insight here that's like quite useful, you know. So it's it's why it's one of the things I really enjoy, about this post. And then the ending of the post is, it says that this may read as a radical. It is, but it shouldn't be, right? But I promise you, if you follow every word, you will get exactly what you want, right? Then you'll have to ask yourself the ultimate question, which is it really worth it to you, right? So I love the cliffhanger ending. I think it's really nice. But yeah, I mean, it's like, this is like essentially kind of like a motivational post where it's literally like saying, yeah, like get disciplined, work hard, you can do it, all that kind of stuff. But is this something that's radical and something that's extremely like out of the box? Like, I don't think so. Like, let me know if you thought like the topic of this video was very, like, very out there. I didn't think it was. I thought it was like kind of like common sense, but it's very nice to have someone write this down in this way and tell it to you, because like sometimes you need to hear it, especially when it's very easy to like lose yourself in the noise, if you know what I mean, on a day-to-day basis, right? So I found this post like over a year ago, when I've read this like so many times since then. I think it's a very good like guiding post for the way you approach life and the way you think. So it's kind of why I wanted to make this video. Um, yeah. So like I said, the post isn't original. I just took it off Reddit. I'll leave the original link below. Check it out, give it an upvote. I think the author is incredible. Amazing work, changed my life, I think. So yeah, that's been it. Let me know what you think. Um, you know, I might change I might change the I might change like the direction of my YouTube channel a little bit. So I know that I've been making like masters in the US content, you know, for a long time, but I graduated recently. I'm like working right now. It's like in a full-time job and all of that. So like I might transition my content into some direction. We'll see what. Maybe computer science videos, maybe more philosophical videos. Who really knows? Like whatever I feel like doing at that time. But yeah, I might tone down the masters in the US type thing. So, let me know if you have any questions, let me know. Just ask them down in the comments. I'll check that stuff out. But yeah, that's been it. Hope this was useful to somebody. Yeah, you're staying safe and healthy. I will catch you guys in the next video. Later. Bye for now. Have a great day.